Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is our third C++ tutorial and we're going to be looking at if statements. Let's just delete all this code for now. Okay, so what are if statements? If statements are types of statements which diversify the program flow. That means that depending on the user input, there could be possibly different outcomes to the program. I'll give you three examples of if statements. First off, let's say you want to get into a bar in the US and you are asked your age. If you're over the age of 21, you're allowed to get into the bar. You're allowed to enter the bar. If you're under the age of 21, you're not allowed and you're kicked out. So we could write a program which basically asks the user for their age and checks if the age that they entered is equal to or more than 21, and else, anything else, if the age is less than 21, obviously, then you're not allowed to enter. That's just one of the examples of the things you can do. Second off, you could write a program which inputs the current temperature, and if the current temperature is between 25 and, well, in between 30 and in between 25 and 30 degrees, then wear a t-shirt. If the temperature is over 30 degrees, then don't wear anything. If the temperature is below 15 degrees, wear a hoodie. And another example would be if, for example, we have three numbers that we want to compare in size and see which one is the largest. The first number is going to be compared against the second number. If the first number is larger than the second number, then it is then again compared to num3. And if it's larger than the third number, then it is the largest number. And it follows the same principle. So these are three examples of if statements. Today we're going to be writing a program which basically, we're going to be writing two programs today. The first program will take the age of the user and tell them if they're a child or a kid or an adult. So a child is anyone, a minor is anyone under the age of 18. And if you're under the age of 18, then the program will tell you how many years you have left until adulthood. If you're an adult, the program will execute "you're an adult" to the console. And the second program is basically a school score program, let's say, and it's going to ask you what you got in your test. If you input A, then it's going to say something along the lines of "congratulations, that's great." If you get an F, it's going to say, "well, that sucks, you should study more." And these two programs like really get you started and get you it should make you like understand how if statements work. This is obviously we're just scratching the surface of if statements, because if statements are so powerful and they are used to solve so many complex problems that without if statements you can't even like properly code. Okay, so let's get started. The way we write an if statement is if, and then here we have the curly brackets and the condition. And the condition goes within those two curly brackets, and all of the code that will be executed once the condition is met goes within those two parentheses. This is very important. All the code that will be written outside will not be part of the if statement. So for example, let's get started on writing the first program, the age program. So the first thing that the program should do is ask the user for their age. Enter your age, right? Enter your age, and also we need to create a variable int age and declare it to 0, where we're going to store the age of the user, cn age. So, yep. And this is a very basic program, so all it really needs to check if the age is larger than or equal to 18. This is a very crucial point. If it's larger than 18, 18 is not included. If it's larger than or equal to 18, that means that 18 is included in the ages that where you're an adult. So 18 has to be, in order to include 18, the equal sign has to be present there. Okay. Also, and what will happen once the age is over than or equal to 18? The program is obviously going to execute. You're an adult. You're an adult. Else, anything else. Else means anything else. And else does not need any condition whatsoever. All it needs is else cout. You're a child. You have (18) minus age years until adult, but okay. Okay, so basically what this line of code will do is it will say you're a child, and it will tell you how long you have until you become an adult. And the way we do it is we just subtract the age from 18, which is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so the else, if you've noticed already, it does not need a parameter, and that is because anything else, like age can be any other value. That's pretty much what else means, anything else. Now there is a third statement called else if, and that statement actually has a condition, and we're going to be using it in the next little program. Okay, so let's run this program and see how it works. Okay. And remember guys, practice makes perfect. So practice as much as you can with if statements and you'll master them in no time. That I can assure of. It's kind of taking a while, but you know, because my laptop is pretty slow. Bought it in 2008. Okay. Alright, enter your age. I'm 16. You're a child. You have 2 years until adulthood. See, it works flawlessly. Just need a space here. Okay, so let's write the second program. Now, the second program is going to be a little more sophisticated, but still very easy. So, let's recap. What do we need to do? So, the program needs the user to enter the score that they've scored on their last test. And the score could be, the possible scores are A, B, C, D, and F. Okay? And the way we're going to do this is we're going to create a char variable, a character. And we're going to call it score. Or, you know, letter score. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to call it score to keep it simple. And also, always provide meaningful names for your variables. That way, for example, if you have a huge program, 500-line program, and you give them random names, for example, I could call this char, I don't know, dog, or cat, or whatever. Give them meaningful names, because at the end of the day, you're going to forget everything. You're going to forget and what each variable does. Therefore, you need a meaningful name to remind you of what each variable, what's the function of each variable and what it stores. So yeah, always give them meaningful names. Score is a relatively meaningful name, but it's not good enough for larger programs. Okay, that being said, let's ask the user to input their score. Enter your test score. Okay. Cn. And remember, a char is a single letter. A single letter. It cannot be 2 letters. It's a single letter from the ASCII table. Okay. Score. And if, and we haven't done this before, if score is equal to A. Now you might ask me, why are there two equal signs instead of one? Well, when you have one equal sign, you're assigning, for example, let's say char score is equal to A, right? Just for this example. You're assigning A to score. You're assigning what's on the right to what's on the left. And you're only using, that's why you only have one equal sign. When you have two equal signs, you're comparing what's on the left to what's on the right. So therefore you're comparing what is stored in score and what is stored in A. And if if A is stored in score, it's going to equal to A. Therefore, the if statement is going to be executed. Because in order for a comparative, this is called a comparative operator when there's two equal signs. And basically all that means is it checks if what is on the left is equal to exactly what is on the right. Okay, just to let you know. Okay, so if score is equal to A, great. You're a great student and you're a genius. Okay, so let's say something nice. I don't know. See out. Congratulations. Congratulations. You got into Harvard. I don't know. Might be an over-exaggerations, but whatever. Okay, that's pretty cool. You got an A. I never get A's. I always, well, only in computer science. B. Okay, so see how it's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good, but there's room for improvement. Okay. It's pretty good, but there's room for improvement. Okay. If score is equal to C, C out. Oh no, actually, else if, because the first one has to be if, the second one has to be else if. Else if. Okay. Whenever you have an if statement, the first one is always if, and the second one has to be else if until you reach the last one, and the last one is an else statement. And usually else statements are used for when you're debugging, or you're checking, or you're correcting, like fixing bugs. So for example, else, like for example, let's say the user inputs like a number instead of a letter. We're gonna need to catch that little error and make sure that it is kind of handled by the program. Therefore, that's often why we use those else statements. Okay. Sorry about that, I just got kind of lost in thought. Okay, I see. Well, you did okay, I guess. But you should study more next time. Okay, yeah. And the last one should be else if the score is equal to F. See out. No, actually, there's a. I forgot about the D. Oh. Okay. Equal to D. Okay, so what should happen? D. Stop smoking weed and start studying. Studying. I don't think that's spelled correctly. Studying. Yeah. Okay. And F. Burger King job. Here I come. Okay. Burger King job. Here I come. Okay. And now we're gonna need an error handling. And what that means is, for example, let's say the user accidentally types in a number. As I already said, we're gonna use it. We're gonna do it using an else statement. So anything else, anything illogical. For example, the user could input, I don't know, an E, which is not a valid score in the American system. Therefore, we should just say cout invalid score. Invalid score. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole program done. Now let's test it out, see how it works. Okay, let's say I'm a good boy and I get an A. Congratulations, you got into Harvard. Let's try C. C, okay? You did okay, I guess, but you should study more next time, you know? Works flawlessly so far. Now let's say I type in an E, which is not invalid score. Works perfectly, just like magic. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Next time we're going to dive a little bit deeper into if statements, but in this tutorial I have a challenge for you. For the next challenge, prepare a program which basically inputs three numbers. You input three numbers and the program tells you which one is the largest of the three numbers. This one should be quite straightforward, but if you get stuck, I'll post like a solution. I'll go over the solution in the next tutorial. Well, thank you so much for watching, and remember, as I always say, practice makes perfect. Practice, practice, and practice, and I'll see you next time. Bye.